Hey y'all, it's been a day. Um, it is actually about 5 o'clock in the morning here in DC, here in the States. And guess what? I just got finished with an interview with a school internationally, and that's why you see I'm dressed this way. You see I got on the tie, the shirt, and shorts because it was virtual. My interview was at 4 o'clock in the morning due to the time difference in the UAE. So my first interview was with a school in the UAE, Abu Dhabi. I really enjoyed the interview. The interview was for an instructional position. They're going to decide which one because of my resume and my qualifications. So the only thing I know is that it is going to be upper grade levels for fifth or sixth grade. And so I'm excited about it. The interview is a two-part interview, and they have moved me on to part two of the interview because part one, in my opinion, as well as I'm assuming theirs, because they were smiling and laughing, and we had a wonderful conversation. Went very well. I guess I have to, pat myself on the back that I nailed that interview. I owned the interview. I went in very confident, sharing genuine experiences. I will say for most international schools, they will do one interview where that interview is with the HR director. So I'm used to that because that's how I got my current job. So it was an interview with the HR director, the human resource coordinator, and then also a parent and also a student. And that was different because I was expecting maybe an interview with the student and the parent in the second interview, but they were a part of the first interview. And that interview determined whether or not I moved to the second interview that was with the principal, the assistant principal, and the head lead of the grade level, and also the program coordinator for the program, the IB program that they have at the school. And so I'm moving on to that part of the interview, and that principal also said that he can't wait to speak with me. So I strategically scheduled that interview the week after next because I have another interview with a school coming up, and I'll talk about it in my next video. Another school coming up because I got to get ready to go to work in a little while, y'all. So I got to, I had to get this video out. But with the school in Abu Dhabi, that school, the interview, I had to be ready to talk about my educational philosophy. I had to also be ready to talk about, who am I outside of education and being in the school building, the school community. And that is the part where I wowed them because outside of the school community, I am a part of a committee here in my community that advocates on the educational side for all the schools in my community, not just my own school. So that was a part that they wanted to know more about, and I was able to explain it. And I was also able to give them, like website here and go here and you can see this. So they were very impressed with that. And then it got into what do I do beyond the classroom with students and parents, and I was able to express that and talk about that. And those were the highlighting moments of my interview that really engaged with them and really sparked for the director and the parent and the student that was on that call. And because they really did not ask me anything about instructional wise, I mean, they did ask me what my educational philosophy, and they were excited to see how I was able to use words from the mission, the vision, and their curriculum framework, as well as their IB program framework. So they were able to see that, and I was able to tie the both of them in, even though I don't even have IB experience. So for those who don't know, IB is International's Bachelorette program. I don't have that, but I was able to show them how some of the framework aligned to what I have been doing as an educator for the past 17 years. and they were impressed by that. And he even said to me, I'm glad how you pointed it out. And he said, but I also want you to know that we are willing to make sure you get the training for the program, so you can be certified as an IB specialist or an IB teacher, which is the PYP, MYP, educator. And I was pleased and happy to see that and to hear that. And then most importantly, he was quite impressed with what I was able to show him virtually. They was able to allow me to share my screen, and I was able to share with them, like, how does it look inside of my building? How does it look inside of my office space, my room that I use to serve students for intervention? How do I plan for students? How do I conduct meetings, IEP meetings and MTSS meetings? How do I do these things? So I was able to show that to them, and they were impressed highly. I was even able to show them a demonstration lesson, which they was impressed with. So all of that moved me forward to say that, I went above and beyond because I'm here in the States and they're overseas. And also because I'm trying to set myself apart from others, because, I'm competing on a global level this time. I'm not competing state-wise, locally, county, or, charter school to charter school. I'm not competing that way. I'm competing globally against teachers across the world this time. And it is a very, very overwhelming, sometimes stressful thing, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. However, I don't take back this process at all, and I'm thankful for this interview, and I also have 2 other interviews up to come that I will share update on those videos, on those interviews as well. So thank you all for joining me on my journey. Be on the lookout for more updates coming soon.